Hello and welcome to the introduction on how to use practice tracks for choir. This year we're going after a flipped classroom design, which is basically you learn the notes and rhythms at home, and then when we're in choir we work on all the fun ensemble stuff like pitch, blend, section work, all that kind of fun stuff. So this year we're going to be using this thing called practice tracks, which I think is going to be very, very helpful, and it's going to push us very far. All these practice tracks will be available on my YouTube channel, and those will also be linked to my school website. Now, why are practice tracks worthwhile? The biggest thing is you can practice without a piano or an amazing director in front of you. And this is different because if you couldn't play piano or read music, you were just kind of going off of memory. And when you go off of memory and you sing by yourself, there's the chance that you're going to mess something up just a little bit. One pitch might be a little bit flat, and it doesn't sound like it's that much of a big deal when it's one person singing. But then when you went back into choir, after you practice this time and time again, because I know you all practice a whole ton, and if you don't, you probably should. But you go into choir, and one of those notes sounds really wrong to you, which it really is, but you've practiced it that way, so it can't possibly be wrong. So you start becoming unsure of yourself, which is really wrong because you practiced. So what's the deal? This will really help because it allows you to make sure that your part is entirely correct. And since the rise of technology, oh my goodness, I sound so old, but you can listen to these tracks on your iPhones or Androids and practice when you're not particularly in front of a computer. And another great part about this is you can practice with other parts playing. So instead of inviting all your friends over and having a choir party and singing the music we sing in choir, which I know you all do, you now get the opportunity to practice with other parts and work on tuning and balance and all that kind of fun stuff on the computer. Now, what practice tracks are not? We're not going to be all too worried about dynamics or phrasing in this phase. When you get into the choir classroom, that's what I'm going to really be working on. I'm going to be working on all the fine-tuning things that make it come from a computer, a bite-sized thing that sounds kind of terrible, but it still works, and makes it into music. We're trying to make music here. We're not trying to get everything 100% correct. We're trying to get everything 100% correct, but we're trying to make something come out of the music that a monkey could not do. So you're not going to be worried about that. You're just learning the notes and rhythm, and we'll be able to fix that in the classroom. Now, let me show you how to kind of use these practice tracks. As you can see, there's this song I have up right now. And this song is Itnemen Vueli, which it's a rather challenging song, and I would love to get to this point of being able to do this. However, this finale score, what you're seeing on your computer right now, this follows the exact music. I put each and every single note into here. And you can also see that I was super generous and put in all the words. Now notice this is not a crazy intensive word song, but when we do have other songs on here, you'll be able to follow the words for that and sing. So if you don't bring your music home, which shame on you for not bringing your music home, you can sit in front of your computer and sing at it and look mildly insane to everyone in your household. But it's okay. You're learning music. It's good. Now, in this song, there's soprano 1. You can see soprano 1 right here, and this is the soprano 1 line. There's soprano 2, it's actually soprano 2 and alto 1, and this is the soprano 2 alto 1 line. You see down here is alto, and that is the alto line. You also see these faders right here. These are the volumes. Now, with every track that I release, with every song I release, I'm going to have multiple tracks. This song is going to have 4 practice tracks. The first one will be for sopranos, the second one will be for the second line, and the third one will be for altos. Now there's a fourth one where it's all going to be set at this volume. At this volume, that's when you know your track perfectly. Now let's just say, for example, we want to practice the soprano 2 line. If I was practicing the soprano 2 line, I would follow the soprano 2 practice track. And let's just pretend it starts from right here. You notice how I turned down the alto and soprano 1 parts. So you're really going to be able to hear this part right here. you can hear how you still have, this is still present, but it's not overpowering. This is going to happen for every single part, so you can really get your notes in before you go in with others. Now, when you have your part solid and you want to go through the whole thing and be able to sing everything, you'll then follow the main choir track, which will sound something like this. It sounds a little bit soulless, but it's still MIDI software, so it's not going to have the emotion that you put into it. That's why we need you. That's why we make music and not computers. Here come the soprano twos. Here come the soprano ones. Can you really try to listen to the soprano two part when this all comes in? You kind of get a sense of what's happening here. Now, what these practice tracks will do, if you work really, really hard and get these practice tracks down and you practice while you're at home, we're going to be able to do stuff like this. This is incredibly complex music. This is not music we should be able to tackle. I think we're going to be able to do it this year. I really hope that these practice tracks become something you're interested in. I hope they can become useful, and I hope that you'll enjoy this. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Make sure you bookmark the tracks that you're going to be using in the future, and thanks for watching.